Alright, the time has come for me to now delve into the next few categories for the MTV Movie Awards. I left off last with Best Female Performance, and I know it's been a little more than some time since I last talked about the MTV Movie Awards, but here goes. What's changed since is I viewed Django Unchained and The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I liked both movies. Django Unchained was... see it. When you get the opportunity, see it. See the heck out of it. And Perks of Being a Wallflower, don't be fooled. It's a much more effective film than it looks. The critical acclaim it's received, it's well deserved. Now we move on to the next category. And you can log on to movieawards.mtv.com in order to follow along with me with each category as I give you my opinion and choice. I'll give you a moment to do so. Hey, you're just listening to me talk anyway. You're not. It's not like anything spectacular is going to appear on my screen while you're opening up another browser. Next category, Best Scared Ship Performance. Let me see. I saw 3 of these movies. Alexandra Daddario for Texas Chainsaw 3D. It's fairly new, but at the same time, I don't think it's going to have the pull necessary to pull off a win for her. Suraj Sharma, Life of Pi. Very good visual effects in that scene. He gave a good performance, but at the same time, I don't believe Life of Pi is going to be all that popular at the ceremony, so he faces an uphill battle. Since I pulled for Jennifer Lawrence for House at the End of the Street, I could easily see her winning this one, just like I think she'll win Best Female Performance. But House at the End of the Street was, as I heard, a disappointing film. Many people thinking it was not worthy of JL's talents, so I don't believe it's going to be the winner. And next after that was Martin Freeman, The Hobbit and Unexpected Journey. I mean, yes, we all missed Gollum, but at the same time, is this the most popular nominee in the category? I wouldn't say that. I think the best choice would be Jessica Chastain for Zero Dark 30. That scene where she gets shot at while she's in the car, it's a great scene. And it's hard to have many like that in just one film and be able to actually make it fresh each and every time. So, props to them for that. Next up, we have Breakthrough Performance. I think Ezra Miller did a pretty good job in The Perks of Being a Wallflower, but I don't believe he's winner material here. Once again, I haven't seen Pitch Perfect yet, so Rebel Wilson, I cannot discuss her performance as Fat Amy. I automatically throw her out of the running as a result of that. Suraj Shamar for Life of Pi. Once again, I'm not sure what kind of pull Life of Pi is going to have, so I think he faces an uphill battle. As for Eddie Redmayne for Les Miserables and Quvenzhané Wallis, yes, Quvenzhané Wallis for Beast of the Southern Wild, I think that the choice will ultimately come down to the movie, which will probably have gotten more recognition. And that will probably be Les Mis. So I think it's going to be Eddie Redmayne, but if it were up to me, I think Quvenzhané Wallis was probably the most impressive in this category. The return of Best On-Screen Duo for this year. That's something to be very happy about. I'm disappointed that they didn't put down Jamie Foxx and Christoph Waltz on the ballot, but these are a pretty good set of nominees, I'd say. Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis in The Campaign. I didn't see them in that movie. But I think that they certainly look as though they made a very strong effort, and that definitely can't hurt their chances. I don't think they're going to be the winner, but still, I don't think the chances are going to be hurt. Leonardo DiCaprio and Samuel L. Jackson for Django Unchained. Once again, I think it should have been Fox and Waltz who got the nomination instead. DiCaprio and Jackson, they did well together. They worked well together. They were great. They were really good villains. Jackson actually managed to gain more interest in my mind than DiCaprio did. So, ultimately, I don't believe it's going to be them, but still, it's a decent enough nominee. Mark Wahlberg and Seth MacFarlane, they had a natural chemistry in Ted, and as well as that, the fact that Mark Wahlberg is the fact that you can enjoy Mark Wahlberg talking to a talking teddy bear for almost 2 hours of a film. It's a good effort on both parts. Although, we don't actually really see... I mean, we can hear Seth MacFarlane's voice, and we can feel the effort he's putting into the role, but I don't believe it necessarily connects them as a duo that closely in that sense. Robert Downey Jr. and Mark Ruffalo for Marvel's The Avengers. I don't really remember seeing them interact directly with each other all that much in the film. So, I mean, yes, I saw them interact with each other a few times, but at the same time as that, like, enough to muster a Best On-Screen Duo nomination, I probably would have been more tempted to give the nomination to Robert Downey Jr. and who do you interact with more? He probably interacted more with, I think, Chris Evans, but I don't quite recall. I saw the movie once. It was a while ago. I own it, though. It was a really entertaining movie. I ultimately think, once again, going with Silver Linings Playbook as the favorite here, Jennifer Lawrence, Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence, they had an undeniably brilliant chemistry with each other, and I think anybody else would not be good enough. Anybody else doesn't fit the standard that they perform to, and nobody else performs to it. Next category. We have Best Shirtless Performance. Yeah. I can tell I'm really going to be pulling into this one. The fact that Ted's never clothed for the majority of the movie doesn't hurt his chances. At the same time, he's a teddy bear the whole movie. Not really anything otherwise. Although, looking at that nice picture, you notice the axe bottle in the corner. That makes me think of those couple funny commercials they did for the teddy bear hair gel. Why didn't they do a teddy bear deodorant? Did they do a teddy bear deodorant? I wish they had, because I would have tried it. Taylor Lautner, Breaking Down Part 2. This is the only nomination Breaking Down Part 2 is getting this year. and I could see Taylor Lautner definitely winning. At the same time as that, I don't think he's the best choice here. I've been told I look like him, but like I said, I'd understand if he won. At the same time as that, he's probably not the most popular. He may be, but I don't think he is the most popular in this category. Christian Bale, The Dark Knight Rises. Like I said, there was so much of Dark Knight Rises that didn't match up to the standard that many of us had hoped for. So I can see that hurting Bale's chances. Channing Tatum, Magic Mike. I think if it's not Lautner, it's definitely going to be Tatum, because he has that body. He shows it off well on camera, whenever he's on camera. Can't argue with that logic. But ultimately, my choice will be Daniel Craig's Skyfall, because, come on, James Bond. Can't argue against James Bond. You just really can't. It's not a contest. It's no contest. Although, before I continue to the next category, I'm going to quickly go about with the fact that now that I've seen Perks of Being a Wallflower and Silver Linings Playbook, no, not Silver Linings Playbook, Django Unchained, I can weigh in on the categories I've already covered that I didn't get to fully express my opinion in before. Movie of the year. Django Unchained, I rank it second to Silver Linings Playbook. Now, rather than out of the 5 movies. Best male performance. Jamie Foxx, I rank him, I want to say, I rank him above Ben Affleck now, I'd say. Because I think his performance was probably more impressive than Ben Affleck's was in the end. As for best female performance, Emma Watson I'll still rank third, but her performance in The Perks of Being a Wallflower, I got to see her in something for the first time that wasn't Harry Potter. I got to see her in a role that wasn't Hermione, and while it was slightly difficult, she pulled through it. She impressed, and I hope to see her impress even more as the years continue forward. That being said, I've covered what I thought could be improved in those other categories. Now that I have the knowledge necessary for Django Unchained and The Perks of Being a Wallflower necessary in order to make it happen. Like I said, with shirtless performance, I think it should be Daniel Craig. Best fight. Christian Bale versus Tom Hardy, Dark Knight Rises. I think that if it had been the fight at the end rather than the fight in the sewer where Bale essentially gets his ass kicked, literally, and not literally, but then he gets his back broken too. So I think if they'd done that, maybe I would have given it a better chance, better odds than I have now. Mark Wahlberg versus Seth MacFarlane, Ted. I keep hearing that MacFarlane did his own body motion work on the film, Although, what troubles me about that is the idea of he did so and they managed to place in the teddy bear alternatively. I have trouble with the fact that he's animated. Not personally in the matter of the film, but rather in the sense of this category. It doesn't seem all that fitting to me. Jamie Foxx versus Candyland Henchman. That was a hell of a shootout, let me tell you. Impressive. So I like its chances. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, and Jeremy Renner versus Tom Hiddleston. Marvel's The Avengers. The Avengers. I don't really remember a moment where they all fought him. So, I can't really weigh in on that one. Exactly. My choice would be Daniel Craig versus Oliver Rapace, or Oliver Rapace, for Skyfall, because that was an intense fight sequence, and I think it probably is the best fight of this year's category. I'm out of time. I will get back to you again before Sunday night, before 8 when the ceremony begins, and you will get my final thoughts on the final categories. Take care.